These are services provided that have to adhere to laws, online or otherwise. And you have to, if you don't like it, contact them, not the people that make the grids.
Yes, thank you, Mina. The answer, I guess the answer you were looking for is what you got. InWorlds doesn't support gambling, as far as I know. So yeah, InWorlds, you could come play in InWorlds and not have to deal with the gambling thing. Another question that I was asked that I want to bring up is there was something brought up recently about, and I noticed there were a few things about fake money and mafia and money laundering and all that. I think that games like this that provide their own economics, um, there is the chance that anything in our lives can be turned into something that we could be taken advantage of for. Um, and the truth is, in real life, we have identity theft protections and all kinds of things. Most of our browsers have protections against viruses and against dictionary attacks and things like that to break our passwords. There have been big companies that have been compromised by hacks and had parts of their databases stolen. I won't mention names. And they immediately contacted their customers and said that they had been compromised. IT security is a huge thing that's going on right now all around the world. Trying to find out how to allow people to be in the World Wide Web on anything and be protected. Part of that is on us. We have to be more conscious and aware of what we need to do to protect ourselves, and enjoy our entertainment and our businesses as well. As far as people being able to target worlds like this, I think the new TOS that went out on InWorlds, and Elenia can uh, correct me if I'm incorrect, but there's a piece in the TOS that currently went out that said that Izzy's in InWorlds are not worth any real life money. That means there's not a whole lot anybody can do with Izzy's if they are outside of InWorlds, period. Um, you're going to get people that try. You're going to get people that try. You just are. And there's nothing we can do about it. What we can do is help each other protect each other. And Mimi, you're correct. Help each other protect our creations, help each other protect ourselves, help each other protect, what we've made, help each other stay informed. And that is the whole point of, staying in contact and communication with each other, because we can watch out for each other. And when we're busy behind, Photoshop, or have our nose in a prim, and somebody notices that one of our couches or one of our dresses ended up on somebody and under somebody else's creations, and they tell us about it, we can do something. If we keep in contact and we don't isolate ourselves from each other. And yes, we're behind avatars, we're typists behind avatars, and we don't know each other in real life a lot of the times, but that doesn't stop us from still being a community of people that can stay in contact and stay connected to each other.
Yeah, so
Well,
all about communication, and to citate, if I pronounce it right, the Criminal Mind series that goes on TV, where they say the only thing that it takes for the bad side to win is that the good people stay quiet. So the thing is, if we communicate with each other and as friends on both sides, and help each other out and talk to each other, if we see anything that's not should supposed to be happening, we tell each other and we report it to those that it concerns, and we can deal with it that way.
Hmm. I agree, Amore, but on the other hand, everything goes via the forum. It would be so much nicer if we could communicate in world, like in a small meeting or something. I don't have time to read the forum every day, especially because English is not my mother tongue, and some people they like to write complete books there.
Yes. That is
Every
difficult,
time I
Mimi.
ask something, they say,
It
yeah,
is.
you can read about that on the forum. I'm sorry, I have two Sims, one here, one in Inworlds. I have no time to read the forum every day.
Mimi, you just brought up something that is a consideration because there are so many of us that do not speak English as their primary language. And it is difficult when you are better at speaking English as a second language than you are as reading it and whatever. The communications has been, I think that SL and InWorlds, offers a unique experience for all of us to see that the world is actually a very small place. However, it is difficult. Like I said before, the translators here in SL are amazing. The one in InWorlds definitely needs a little work. um, and I think it can be frustrating, especially if you're speaking. It's frustrating for me when I go into a German sim and I need, at least I understand a little bit of German so that when the translator makes a mistake, I'm aware that it's making a mistake. In other languages such as Portuguese, I'm not so lucky, or Italian, I'm not so lucky. Um, so for me, going from English into another language, and my first language was not English either. Mine was Comanche, and there is nothing out there that translates Comanche into any other language. So I understand the frustration, and yes, I agree with you that reading the forums sometimes can get really overwhelming, even for those of us who read and write English very well.
Well, you can always in a risk that I'm going to get my coaches on my neck now, but you can always come to the center and ask for help to understand from one of our coaches. And Sia here is very good at understands things. She understands me as a Viking, so uh, that says a lot. So how smart she is. So she's really good at helping people. And if you need to get something translated to report something or something like that.
Yes, I
Yes,
can
but
always help with that. I can always help with that. I've worked in SL for many, many years. I've worked with people from all over the world. I have a few difficulties with the Oriental languages, but I am willing to help with any of the language barriers the best that I can because I understand it. I think that's why I like working with the languages is because I understand how frustrating it can be. And I'm an American, but I spoke a Native American language and went into speaking English, so I still understand the frustration.
Well, it's not just about translations. It's the fact that if we want to know what's happening, we have to read the forum, all those different things to know what's happening. It would be so nice to have like a little gazette or a magazine or whatever, or just a group where they send daily a message that's happening now. For me, the forum, I don't like it. It's too time consuming for me. I can't. Or Elena, you have to tell me what I have to read. I read Twitter too. Yes. Okay, great. And again, Elena, so many sims are not existing anymore when I go. And I was exploring last week and I tried so many sims that didn't exist anymore.
Welcome, Marasumi.
No, I have a question for this group here.
Okay.
At what stature has gambling come to in Israel? Do we have any permissions to do so, or is it already there?
No, I didn't understand the questions. Can you repeat it?
No, I understood the question. I just think it's a question that Elenia needs to answer. From what I've heard, and Elenia, please correct me if I'm wrong, InWorld's stance on gambling is that they don't want it there. As far as the licenses and things like that, I don't think anything has been done. But Elenia, maybe you can answer that question.
I have made a word scramble game that people can pay money into, and the winner gets the winner gets the money. That's not considered gambling, is it?
Can I answer on that question? Because if you gonna have a game that's provide you with money, then it must be with license. But as long as it's free and it's no money involved, it's not the gambling in that meaning.
So I guess, Lee, the answer to your question is if the prize that was won was something other than money, then it wouldn't be considered gambling. But since it is money, even if it's the in-world's money, then it would be considering a gambling device, yes.
But it's not really gambling, though. It's
But you making money, they making money
The
on
prize
it.
is financial. The prize has to be something other than finance.
They are really strictly on that law. As long as you can make a slot machine, as long as you cannot set so you can make money of it or win money, then it's not the game. Then it's a recreation game. It's for fun. But as soon as you start to take money from a game, it's a gambling game, and they must have a license for it. It's like
Okay,
you sitting home and playing cheesy, and you don't have there's no money involved in it. It's just you and your friends playing, and no money involved in it. But if you have a slot machine at your home and you start making money, then it's become illegal.
So if you set up, your game that you play, sort of like the Midnight Mania boards where people slap them and sometimes it's a you win the item instead of everybody getting the item. There are several Midnight Mania boards where you have to get up to 20 people and the item is only given to one person or two people, and it's a random thing. That's not considering gambling because it's a shirt or it's a skirt for your avatar or something.
okay. So what about if they're paying the money in themselves without having to? Like if it's set up to where if they want to pay it, they can. They don't have to pay to play the game. It's a choice. They're not losing money.
Are you talking more like a sploter?
No, not exactly. I mean, anybody can play the game, but if somebody chooses to pay it, that's not gambling because they're not losing the money.
Okay, guys, if you choose to up the ante on a sploter or a lucky chair or whatever the heck it is, that's your choice to up the ante. But if it says you have to pay in to get a prize back, that's gambling. And it's illegal in most American states.
But that's what I'm saying. It's if it's not a pay to play thing, like somebody just chooses to pay it, then that's not really
No, certainly
gambling.
not, sir. Certainly not, sir. If you have a sploter out that's for free, that they can enter, or whatever, have you, okay? Then that's, you input the amount of money that you want to have pushed out once the winners happen, okay? If they want to add money in, it's perfectly fine. But if it's a system where everyone has to put in to win something, it's illegal, to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, then that makes a little bit more sense. Yeah.
I realize that SL has allowed it, but I'm not really certain about the laws about that, where it falls into the gambling fine lines. What everyone has to remember is InWorlds and SL, again, both work out of California or somewhere reasonable to that, West Coast, okay, USA. And there are laws there. And in order to run the servers legally, you have to fall within those bylines. So it's kind of a sticky situation. Oh, Eleni, you don't run from Midwest? I'm sorry, West Coast?
No, the InWorlds is set to Pacific time, but no, their servers are in Chicago.
Okay, it was just the timeline. Oh, see, I moved, so everything got skewed for me. Either way, guys, it's most of the grids that you're going to be on, SL InWorlds, they're American grids for the time being. And they have laws. That's the bottom line.
I also have something to add with that, Elenia. While you're typing, I personally created something here in Second Life, and the Copyright Office will work with you on digital property. The Copyright Office, for me, Actually, we were back and forth for 18 months before they were able to find a way to copyright my creation here in Second Life. But they will work with anyone, and the copyrights do not have to be gotten on one individual piece at a time. You can have a stack of, say, I have a copyright on songs that I wrote. I have 250 songs that I have under one copyright that I copyrighted all at once. So it's not something that you have to copyright one piece at a time. Copyrights are something that can be done, and it is being expanded for digital property. You just need to contact the Copyright Office and get a hold of their guidelines and follow them. Filing for a copyright is actually quite easy. Well, yes, copyrights have to be paid for. That's correct. And I don't know how other countries handle copyrights or trademarks or any of that. It does cost money. I paid $50 for each of my copyrights. So, and I only have 2. But it's an investment in protection, and those copyrights protect your items for up to 70 years.
Yes, here in Sweden we have that you must pay for the copyrights
Or your lifetime
also.
plus 70 years.
And of course, after, either your family can choose to continue the copyright, or they can allow it to go into what's called public domain after that.
I can make an example for that. The man who invented, everybody used to use it, is the computer mouse. It's a Swedish guy called Lance, and he didn't copyright his computer mouse, and he was in lawsuit with every big computer company in the world. And finally they settled down, so he get money for it, but it's one payment instead of a payment for every mouse that's selling in the world. So that is the big difference. And here in Sweden we pay for every license or patent, or what do you call it, copyright.
Okay, can I interject a thought? Am I allowed? Guys, like I told you earlier today, I'm a publishing company owner. I was a recording artist for all of my life from 9 to 35. Something happened just recently where I own a publishing company. Everything the artist does, which was me, any other artists that I covet, they are under my publishing company. But if you're not watching the net, people will rip and tear and sell your stuff. They will, and you have to look, you have to be the one watching. Like Mimi said earlier, somebody copied a belt. Okay, was he watching? Did he have the copyright? But you can't expect anyone from SL Grid founders to Inworld's Grid founders to protect you from that. You have to protect you from that.
Actually, the funny part about that, Jen, is the copyright that I had that I was working on with the U.S. government here for 18 months. There was a violation of that project, and the law did go after that person um, for copyright infringement, even though I wasn't aware of the copyright infringement on my copyright until later. So there are situations where the people who are part of trademarking and copywriting in the patent offices do pay attention and are aware that things happen, but they don't catch it as often. And Kelly is correct. You know, when we copyright something and we protect ourselves, yes, we need to be aware that whether or not somebody has taken part or all of something. If somebody catches it for us and points that out to us, we can turn around then and do something about it as well. And copyrights, the other piece that I noticed too was, you know, if you have to have a copyright on what you upload. Actually, if you are the creator, there are many textures that are on sites that are offered for free. They're open source. You are not the creator of that, so therefore you can't have a copyright on it. Copyrights are for things that you are the original creator of. If you created it in, say, Texture Maker or Photoshop or something, and you have all the backing files on your hard drive of showing the process of that and the creation of that, yes, it is copied, or it's copyrightable. But if it's something, that you took from a free texture and you recreated it or did it, it's still technically considered that artist's artwork, even if you modified it.
Yeah, that was something I was going to say too with the new TOS, where they say anything created on the Lin Labs grid with their prims, etc. Guys, you have to hear me. It's a software. It just exists with all software. They have a right to the copy of it. You can't get upset about it. It's always existed. They just didn't say it like bullies until recently. But it's a fact, guys. So if you're going to create something, say a sculpt, say whatever, do it on your own hard drive, on your own applications, like DAX 3D, Blender, or whatever it is. So it's on your hard drive and not created on a grid. Not to say that you should not create prim here and want them to go further, but guess what? With any software creator, they have right to anything that you have done.
And yes, that's a sad piece. You know, there's always going to be people out there that don't want to be the creator of their own pieces. They just want to take the thunder or the popular, whatever. They want to say that they made something that they didn't. There's people like that everywhere. And we're going to be, you know, as just in real life, we're going to deal with that kind of thing on a continuous basis. I don't think there's any place that we can go, including, you know, any of our video games, any of the websites that we visit, any of the businesses we do business in real life. There's a chance that, oh, here's a perfect example. Those credit cards